Well, hey guys, Saltwater Mania here, shooting an update video on my algae problem. Unfortunately, I just shot this video with my new Samsung S3, and I was going to post it, but unfortunately, for some reason I can't get the video off of my phone with my cable that I have. I left the cable that came with the phone in my work truck, but for some reason it just won't let me pull that file off. So in order for me to get this video posted tonight, I'm gonna have to shoot it with my video camera. But long story short, as you guys know, I was using MagFlake to raise my magnesium levels and to basically kill off my bryopsis. I think I'm at week 5 of doing this, guys. Raised my levels up to about 2,000 with that product. Did really well. Did it stop the bryopsis? Well, in this case, no, it did not. Pardon me, guys. I'm really sick, so my voice kind of sounds funny. But anyways, I used that product, worked really well. It stopped the growth, but didn't basically kill it all off. After scrubbing each coral with a toothbrush, I could see little bits and pieces of the bryopsis that was still bright green, but majority of it was brown. So I decided to buy this Kent Magnesium Tech and heard a lot of great reviews about it. Most people, stuff was dying off within 12 hours, and all I've ever heard from this product online is good stuff, and from friends that I do know. So I went ahead and started using that product. I've been on the road pretty much this whole month, so my girlfriend's been taking care of my tank, and basically just had a dosing regimen set up for her, and I was putting in, or having her put in, half a cup of Kent in the morning and then half a cup at night. And I figured this would be good, a good amount to kill off the bryopsis, and I figured when I got back into town that it would all be gone. Well, that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, when I came back, this is where I was having her dump it, was right on this. I don't know if you guys can see that. I guess you can't see that, but there's a little piece of bryopsis in there, and pretty sure now it's looks more like hair algae to me now. But it tripled in size, and same with everything in the tank. It just went berserk, and I was like, well, what the heck is going on? So I pull out my magnesium test kit, I test it, I come up with a reading of 2400. I go down to Oasis, have John test it, and I also tested it with his test kit, same thing, 2400. I'm like, what the heck? How in the heck can this stuff be growing if my mag is that high? Keep in mind, guys, that I have no inverts at all at the moment right now. So yes, there's going to be a little bit of algae, but this was before, this started happening before I lost all my inverts. Long story short, I raised my mag too high last month with the crystal, or the MagFlake, and I didn't kill any of them off because none of my snails smelled, my urchin didn't smell. I just pretty much put everything out as misery. It had been 2 weeks and things just hadn't moved, so I pulled them out of the water and smelled them. They smelled fine, but I just felt bad and ended up just throwing all that stuff away, and I figure I'll replace it instead of having that stuff sitting in my water until the magnesium, you know, drops back down. Well, I got to thinking, after I measured the mag being at 2400, I was like, there's got to be something going on. Keep in mind that I did run GFO reactor and carbon reactor 2 months ago, and when I did run that product, algae pretty much went away, and I thought, well, hey, let's stop running GFO. Algae came back, so I tested my mag, found out my mag was 1,000, so I said, well, frick, this is the problem. Let's raise the mag and get rid of this. And I raised the mag, and it's even worse, guys. So my experience with rust popped in my head. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Indoor Garden Supplies tank videos, but long story short, we bought a pump off of Sunlight Supply, and the catalog said it was saltwater safe. We set up the pump, didn't realize 6 months later that the pump had been rusting in the inside and contaminating the tank. Found out that the catalog was out of date and that they had changed the way they build the pump and made it not saltwater safe. So we battled a huge hair algae problem with that, and it was just a little bit of rust. Well, that's the first thing that popped in my head when I came back home, and I noticed that nothing had died off. So I took apart the hot tub pump, and as you guys can see, I pulled all the rock out of there and pretty much shut the whole system down because I found rust. And keep in mind, guys, I went to a specialty hot tub store and asked the lady there that owned the establishment, is this pump saltwater safe? She looked at it and said, yeah, there's not going to be any issues with it. And I told her what I was doing, that I was building a saltwater tank to grow coral out. She was real excited about that, even offered half of her store upstairs to me to grow coral, and I passed on that idea just because I'm not ready to do that kind of stuff. But she was really into it and knew how important it was for it not to rust. Well, I had no choice but to take my pump apart because I felt that there's no other way that algae or bad water, you know, phosphates or anything is getting into my water. There's no way. My filters are brand new. I'm running a DI stage. I got a TDS meter here. I do water change outs. I just knew something was going on. So here's the housing. Basically, this unit is where the motor's at, and this is the part that attaches to the motor. The shaft runs through here into this side where your propeller is. That's the propeller that's going to project the water up this outlet. Now, you guys see and hear, this is the area where the propeller sticks to this area right here, and there's an O-ring right here, so that prevents water from getting into here and rusting the shaft or having the shaft in contact with water. Well, on my Samsung you can see it really well, but do you guys see some rust down in there? I do. Now this part right here doesn't come in contact with water, but this area does. And for some reason there's a compression spring here. You see how it acts like a spring? Well, I'm pretty sure what that does is it applies pressure on that propeller to keep it tight all the time. That way, kind of like a lock washer. Well, I didn't realize it, but it's made out of some type of metal, and not sure what type of metal it is. I'm pretty damn sure it's not stainless steel, or it would have rusted. But I can see that there's stainless steel here. It's not rusted, and this spring right here must be made out of some type of steel. Well, that's got to be my problem, guys. Iron is really bad in a saltwater tank, especially for algae, and I was really bummed to see that, because it's such an easy fix, you know, to go and buy a new pump. And for the last year, I've been running this pump and dealing with this algae problem. My word of advice to you guys is, if someone tells you something, just go do the research yourself. I hit myself right now. I should have just called the company that owned that pump or made that pump and asked them if it was saltwater safe, but you know, it wasn't. And the one thing that I'm okay with is, you know, I paid $50 for that whole entire setup right here. It ran my hot tub for a year. My corals look great right now. I just have a bad algae problem. But I went online and I found a couple of online vendors that have free shipping. I found a pump that'll blow this one out of the water. It's 1.5 horsepower, and the other one that I have is 1 horsepower. And I can get this one shipped to my house for $200, saltwater safe, 2-year warranty. I mean, it'll definitely last longer than that, because, or I'm not really worried about the warranty, but I'll be running this pump, you know, a total of 6 hours in a whole day, 3-hour increments. So I'll definitely get my money's worth. But I was pretty bummed to find that, but I was excited to find it. That way I could fix the problem. So as soon as I saw rust in that area of the spindle, I went ahead and pulled all the rock out just so it wouldn't die, and pretty much shut that down. And I'm really thankful that I bought the Tunsies a couple months ago, because they provide enough flow in the hot tub to keep everything alive. I also have this wave maker here. It's 29 gallons, and it'll rush water in every few minutes, 29 gallons. And then I also have this 5-gallon one that goes off every couple minutes. But figured I'd keep you guys updated. I know it's been a while. I still haven't had a day off this month, and I'm just trying to get everything squared away on this tank, and it just seems like one problem after the other. But at least we figured out what the problem is. I'm going to order some GFO, and I'm going to order a pump for this, and we'll get this part running again. But that pretty much makes my 33-gallon long. Probably going to push that back another month now, because now I got to fork up $200-something bucks for this pump, and got to spend some money on some GFO to get that done. I've already done 30 gallons water change out, and I'm probably going to do 3 or 4 more 30-gallon water change outs by the end of probably 3 weeks from now. Every week I'll change out 30 gallons and try to get some of that stuff out of the water. But man, guys, I can't talk anymore. I'm sicker than a dog right now. So I just want to keep you guys updated, and let's hope for the best and hope that I can get rid of my algae. Appreciate all your guys' support on Central Oregon Reef Keeping on Facebook. I'm really happy to see everybody out there answering people's questions, answering my questions, and basically doing the best they can to help solve issues that we have. Sorry to hear about all your losses on your fish, Mike. That's not something that I don't even know how I would handle that. If I walked into my house and looked at my 75-gallon tank and half my fish were dead, I'd go ape shit. So good luck. I hope you can get your fish replaced and figure out what the problem was. Everybody else out there, keep me posted on your guys' tanks, and I will keep you posted on mine. Take care, guys.